Caught my wife with 2 men. Destroyed everyone and got my revenge. Hi everyone, I'm 33. Before I get into my story, let me ask you a question. What would you do if you caught your wife, someone you completely trusted, in bed with 2 men, in your marital bed? I met my wife, Tracy, she's 29, at the movies. I went to a film premiere with some friends, and she came with her girlfriends. That day, there was a spark between us, and soon we started dating. We were together for a year and then got married. What started as simple friendship became the saddest and most heartbreaking love story of my life to the beginning of our marriage. It felt like marrying Tracy was a blessing. We were happy together, and I did everything I could as a man and as a husband to support her dreams and inspire her to grow. Our first 2 years were strong. Tracy was kind, caring, and smart. I'd say she was everything I ever wanted in. A woman, an amazing cook, a great personality, refined, and, most importantly, honest. That honesty was what I valued most. Tracy worked at a diner. I was a graphic designer at a company that printed banners, billboards, and developed visual designs. We both made decent money, but I paid most of the household expenses because Tracy was putting her earnings into her dream. Before we got married, she told me she had dreamed of being an actress since she was a child, but never had the chance. Her parents didn't support her and pushed her to choose a more respectable career path. When Tracy asked me if I'd support her in pursuing acting, I said yes. I hadn't become who I once dreamed to be, and I knew what it felt like to want something so badly but not have the opportunity. So I supported her joining drama clubs, taking unpaid roles, and joining any projects that could get her closer to that dream. We even planned for her to attend acting school once we saved enough. I supported Tracy because she was truly talented. Yes, she could be dramatic and moody at times, but she could act. Before we met, she had taken a few courses and watched probably 1,000 YouTube videos about acting. That showed me how serious she was. I didn't want to be the one to crush her dream. We delayed having kids because of her acting plans. We figured we'd try once she finished school and hopefully started landing big roles. Honestly, I was the one always encouraging her to audition and join productions so she could show the world what she was capable of. I wanted only the best for her. When she asked me about pursuing acting, we were still in our first year of marriage, and everything was perfect. We didn't fight. We didn't even argue. She was like a sweet peach, respectful, loving, kind. For that first year, she constantly submitted applications for volunteer roles online, but kept getting rejections. She grew discouraged and almost gave up, focusing on her day job instead. I kept encouraging her not to give up. Then, a few months after our first anniversary, she got a response. She was invited to audition for a local theatre production. She was over the moon when she found out. I was happy for her. The best part? It was in our city, and she had time to prepare. On the day of the audition, Tracy nailed it. She got the role. She was glowing with happiness when she told me. They even paid the actors, and most rehearsals were on weekends. I didn't expect Tracy to change so much after rehearsal started. At first, everything felt the same. We were fine, though we had less time together on weekends. She'd wake up, clean, cook, go to rehearsal, and return late in the evening. I didn't like the distance, but I didn't say anything. I didn't want to ruin her first big opportunity. Besides, she was earning more in a weekend than at her full-time job. But as weeks passed, the distance between us grew. To distract myself on weekends, I started gaming, hanging with friends, or inviting them over. These were longtime friends. From school and college, people I trusted. One day, when I told them about Trace's acting schedule, one of them, Eric, said I should keep an eye on her. There were rumors that some actresses slept with directors for roles. I brushed it off, told them Tracy wasn't like that. She was talented and didn't need to sleep with anyone for a role. They dropped it, but reminded me again, be careful. Young actors and actresses like Tracy had a high risk of infidelity. I didn't take it seriously. I was 100% sure Tracy would never do anything to hurt me or ruin our happy marriage. But their words stuck. I started asking Tracy little questions. She noticed and got upset about my interrogations. I apologized and told her what my friend had said. She just laughed and said she loved me too much to ever cheat. "You're the best husband in the world," she said. "Only a stupid and ungrateful woman would cheat on you." Those words gave me peace of mind. I truly believed her. What I didn't know was that she was already cheating, even before that conversation. She was just acting. Like she always had. In the following weeks, she became unrecognizable. Our conversations turned cold and tense. The excitement she used to bring home from rehearsal was gone. Before, she used to run home like a kid, telling me every little detail. Even though I'd never been there, I knew all the cast members by name, how they looked, their personalities, because Tracy told me everything. That stopped. Suddenly, not only that, she became defensive. She got offended at everything, even old jokes that used to make her laugh. Then came the wardrobe changes. She started wearing revealing outfits just for rehearsals. I told her I didn't like it. She said I was out of touch and didn't understand. Fashion. I thought maybe she was just trying to keep up with the other actresses. But when she started changing hairstyles every week and spending hours on the phone with a guy she introduced as her acting partner, I started to suspect. Then, something happened that really pushed me over the edge. One day, she did something that seriously pissed me off. When I called her out, she screamed at me and walked out. It was the first time she'd ever done something like that. I knew something was wrong and I had to act. That evening, I spoke to my friends again. They were sure Tracy was cheating. Even with all the signs, I couldn't believe it. I had done everything for her. I argued. Maybe she was just stressed. Maybe this was burnout, not betrayal. But they insisted I was blinded by love. If you want the truth, hire a private investigator. They said that I didn't like the idea of someone spying on her. But her behavior had changed so much. I finally agreed. I found a PI online and hired him for a 7-day surveillance. On the 3rd day, Tracy didn't come home after rehearsal. The next day, when she showed up, she told me she had gone to a birthday party at a club with some of the other actors and stayed overnight at a hotel nearby because it was safer than traveling home. She hadn't mentioned the party before. I had called her until 3 a.m. When she finally answered, she claimed she couldn't hear the phone because of the loud music. Then she lied, said she'd told me about the party and I just wasn't listening. I suspected she was lying, but I knew I'd find out soon. The PI had been watching her all week. That I hadn't heard from him in a few days, but when he finally called, I was on my way back from visiting my parents. Instead of going home, I went straight to meet him. Tracy didn't know I was returning that day. I told her I'd be back Monday morning, but I actually came home Saturday. When I met with the PI, he showed me everything, and it broke me. He had photos and videos of Tracy with some blonde guy, her lover. They kissed in her car, went shopping together, had dinner. He also had footage from that night she claimed to be at the club. She wasn't. She was with him all night. They left the club around 10 p.m., drove to his place, and spent the night. She saw my calls and deliberately ignored them. That I was in shock. She had betrayed me. I had believed she was the woman I'd build a future with, and she destroyed everything then. The PI added that he'd followed her that very evening too. She's at your house right now, he said. With him. He had just stepped out to call me. I was furious. Too angry to drive. The PI drove me home. As we pulled into the driveway, I saw a blue Toyota Venza parked outside. I recognized it immediately. It was the same car from the photos and videos. She was home. With him. The PI offered to come in with me. I can't even remember if I said yes. Next thing I knew, I was opening our bedroom door and there she was. Tracy. With 2 men. Mid-act. I lost it. I didn't even know who to attack first. She was wearing see-through silk lingerie. Her hands were handcuffed to the bed. When they saw me, they tried to move, but the cuffs held her down. I lunged at the blonde guy. The second guy grabbed his clothes and ran off like a rat. Thankfully, the PI had come in with me and held me back from killing him. All the while, Tracy was still cuffed to the bed, begging me. She said I misunderstood everything, that they were just rehearsing a scene. That idiotic excuse made me even angrier. I wanted to choke her on the spot, but I didn't. I just walked out and told her she better be gone when I came back. The PI said he recorded everything and gave me the footage. I didn't know what to do with it, but I kept it. That night, I crashed at a friend's place. I felt humiliated. He had been right about her. And the acting career, the most painful part? She had a threesome in our bed. In our bedroom when I came back the next morning, she was still there. Didn't even go to rehearsal. She knew what she'd done. I was so angry when I saw her, I threw her out. Literally tossed her stuff onto the lawn. She begged, said I was making a mistake, that I should give her a chance to explain. She stood outside for almost an hour, yelling my name, crying, begging me to let her back in. When the fake remorse didn't work, she snapped, started screaming at me, calling me names, and finally left. That was last week. I'm still not okay. I don't understand how it all happened under my nose. I wasn't a controlling husband. We split bills. She did most house chores. I always kept calm. Looking back now, I see the red flags, the silence, the wardrobe changes. But come on, are you supposed to start suspecting your spouse just because they change their clothes or stop talking after work? What hurts the most is she still won't stop calling, and yes, I'm thinking about sending the video to her director. Update 1. Hi everyone. Thanks for all your comments. I appreciate that most of you didn't think I overreacted. Someone suggested I look into the second guy in the video. So I did. Guess what? Turns out, he's currently dating Trace's director. Yep, the director, who happens to be gay. And I can only imagine how pissed he's going to be when he finds out Tracy seduced his boyfriend. Speaking of Tracy, she came over to my place 3 days ago. She looked awful, puffy face, red eyes, clearly crying. Non-stop. Totally miserable. Unfortunately for her, I had friends over at the time. They didn't say a word to her, but their stares and cold silence really pissed her off. She lost it. She shouted, "So this is how you're going to let your friends treat your wife, Mike?" Over a little fight between us. The whole time she was outside on the porch, begging for forgiveness. I didn't even come out, just sat inside and listened. But when she threw that shameless line about a little fight, I snapped that I stormed out, ready to unload everything I had to say. My friend stopped me, and thank God he did. I was so angry, I was ready to go to jail for assault. And if I was going to get arrested, I at least wanted it to be worth it. Before leaving, Tracy made a dramatic scene. She brought up all our promises, reminded me of how I swore I'd grow old with her, that I was boiling with rage. But I still didn't do anything. Even when she asked me about that acting academy, the one I promised to pay for, I wanted to shout, "Go ask your boyfriend for support now." But instead, I stayed silent. Eventually, seeing that she wasn't getting anything out of me, she walked away, head down. Since then, I've contacted a divorce lawyer. The paperwork is ready and will be sent to her for signing soon. As for revenge, I'm going to do exactly what many of you suggested. I know the video might not end her career, but it will definitely destroy everything she's built over the past few months, especially because the guy she cheated with was her director's boyfriend. Thanks again to everyone. A second update is coming. Update 2. Hi everyone. I'm writing this update with so much satisfaction because things turned out way worse for Tracy than I ever expected. After the first update, it took me about 2 weeks to track down her director online. And I did it. Turns out, he's just starting out in the film industry, but already making waves. We scheduled a meeting, and he actually showed up. He was intrigued when I said I had something to show him involving his boyfriend and one of his actresses. That day, I didn't waste any time. After a few polite introductions, I played the video, the one showing his boyfriend, the blonde guy, and Tracy together. They were kissing, cuddling, sneaking off together. The full betrayal. He was devastated. Literally broke down crying. In front of me. No joke. He told me he'd suspected his boyfriend was messing around with someone from the cast, but never had proof. Apparently, the guy had cheated on him before, but promised it was a one-time mistake, blamed it on alcohol. Honestly, I didn't care about their drama. What I cared about was what he'd do with Tracy and her lover. So, ask him directly. What are you going to do? He said he hadn't decided yet. I told him, letting them off easy would be weak, especially after Tracy betrayed you like this. Long story short, he fired them both. Tracy and the blonde guy, gone. I don't know if he broke up with his boyfriend, but I do know Tracy ended up with nothing. Watching everything she worked for fall apart, it felt like justice. I wanted her to feel what it's like to pour your heart into something, only to lose it all because of someone else. By the time she was fired, my divorce papers were ready. My lawyer sent them to her immediately. The day she got them, Tracy called me, begging me not to destroy everything we'd built together. I told her, "You destroyed it the moment you even thought about cheating." And then I told her straight, "I'm the one who showed the video to your director. I'm the reason your little career is over." She lost it. Started accusing me of being jealous, bitter, insecure, said I was just mad that she had the courage to chase her dreams. And I didn't. I laughed. Because at that point, it was clear she was just trying to twist the story to make herself the victim. I hung up. 2 weeks ago, she signed the divorce papers. And now, as I write this, I'm officially divorced. Yeah, it hurts. But I'm so damn glad she's out of my life. Thanks again to all of you for your support, advice, and for reminding me that I'm not crazy. Watch our previous video. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if for some reason you haven't done so yet. And good luck to you.